I want to share with you all my entire experience of taking the IELTS speaking exam. As you know, I get a band 9. I want to tell you exactly what happened before taking the exam, during the exam, and after taking the exam. So this video is not an instructional video, which is completely different from my normal videos. I just want to have a chill storytelling video today. So let's begin. First of all, I would like to give a shout out to my viewers who shared their success with me, and hopefully you'll be inspired. They all watched my videos and applied all the things that they learned and passed the IELTS speaking exam. First, we have a band 8.5 achiever, Frances Guillermo. According to her, she got 8.5 by following my way. I'm so happy to hear that. Next, we have Zia Chan. She got a band 8 and she was appreciative of my work. That means so much to me, Zia. Thank you. I'm sharing this because I want you to be motivated. I want you to keep working on improving your weaknesses so you can make your dream a reality like Francis and Zia. Well, I'll be sharing more achievers later for bands 7.5 and 7. Welcome to ieltsDragon. My name is Julius. If you want to support me, just give me a like or subscribe to this channel. I'll be posting videos related to IELTS speaking. Okay, so let me start sharing my story. So I took the exam on a Saturday. In the morning, I had my written exam. 9 to 10 was listening, 10 to 11 was reading, 11 to 12 was writing. And my speaking exam was scheduled at 4:25 in the afternoon. Can you imagine the agony that I experienced taking all the exams in one day? Well, I couldn't do anything about it because IDP Philippines arranged my schedule, so I had no choice. As we know, taking the written exam is actually mentally draining, exhausting, because we need to put all our energy into it. So it's like I already spent my 100% mental energy in the morning for that written exam alone. So nothing left for speaking. Well, the written exam finished at 12 noon and I needed to wait for more than 4 hours for my speaking test since it was scheduled at 4:25 in the afternoon. So the waiting time was crazy. That was terrible. You can imagine how it was so tiring to wait for such a long period of time after finishing the written exam at 12 noon. So it's like the agony was really prolonged. The struggle was really there. That was undeniable. Anyway, the written exam was held in one of the function rooms in a hotel, which was really good and really comfortable. After lunch, I decided to stay in the lobby because I had nowhere to go. So I needed to stay there while waiting for my speaking test. And at 3:30, I decided to go to the IDP office where my speaking test would be held. Well, it was just a few walks from the hotel where the written exam was conducted. When I got into the office, I immediately registered and I was so nervous because I saw some test takers waiting for their turn for their speaking test who looked really anxious. So I felt like I was absorbing their energy. While I was sitting in the corner, one of the staff who helped me with the registration told me that I might be called earlier since I was early. And you know what? I was very happy to know that because all I wanted then was to finish my exam. I was already mentally exhausted. I was really tired because I woke up at 5 in the morning that day. I had my stressful written exam until 12 noon. Yeah, all I had in mind was to really complete the test. And thankfully, the examiner called me at 4 in the afternoon. I was very happy to hear my name. What's funny was that the man sitting next to me also stood up. He also stood up, so both of us stood up, and we realized that we have the same name. So the examiner smiled at us, and he read the last name, and thankfully he was really referring to me. So I followed him heading to the speaking test room. And when we got inside the room, I actually greeted him and I smiled at him. Well, normally I smile whenever I feel so stressed out because it's my way of relieving my stress. And I was so happy then because he smiled back at me, and that made me feel so relaxed. After that, I did not immediately sit. I was waiting for him to say, "Have a seat." Because, yeah, it's my way of showing my respect to him, especially that he's in his late 40s or perhaps early 50s. So I waited for him to say, "Have a seat." It's also my way of expressing courtesy. And the exam started. The introduction was really smooth. I was confident because, the intro questions are very easy. And of course, I didn't sound rehearsed. I was just expressing myself in a more natural way. For example, when my examiner asked me about my residence, "Where are you from?" I just simply answered like this: "I'm from San Fernando, which is a small town located in the southern part of this island. Well, if you love hiking, my town is one of the best choices for hiking." Something like that. Although it wasn't true that my town is a good choice for hiking, I just said that because I wanted to sound more conversational. And at the same time, I was showing my flexibility when it comes to grammar to my examiner. Even though it was just an introductory part, I was already thinking of the criteria, especially grammar and fluency. That's what I did, and it definitely worked. To motivate you more, here are 7.5 achievers. First, Nesreen Sapigal. She watched my videos 5 days before her exam and considered my tips useful. Successfully, she got 7.5. Next, we have Brony. It's a dream come true for him to get 7.5. Congratulations, Brody. We also have Baria. She said my tips were useful. Sunel got 7.5 as well. Good job. And Charlie being grateful for getting 7.5. I hope you'll be the next person to get 7.5 or even higher than that. I'm excited for you. Now, let's proceed to part 1. I was asked about shopping and robots. Well, the topic about shopping was very easy because, it's relatable. However, the topic of robots was a bit challenging for me then because I didn't have any experience of playing robots when I was a child. Well, when I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of toys. Well, I had toys, but they're not robots. They are toy cars. Besides, I spent most of my childhood days outside playing with other kids. So basically, I didn't have any experience of playing robots. I remember I was just being honest with one of my answers. I said, "Honestly, I didn't have an experience of playing robots when I was a kid because I didn't have one. However, if someone gives me a robot now, I'll be happy, and I think that'll be a good start for me to get to know more about robots." Something like that. I sounded natural and spontaneous. Well, anyway, there is no right or wrong answer in IELTS. The examiner is checking your ability to express your thoughts in English naturally, confidently, and clearly. The examiner doesn't care if you have the best ideas or the most boring ideas. It doesn't matter at all. Even if you make things up or you're not telling the truth, that's really okay because it is your ability that is checked by your examiner. Your ability to express your thoughts in English confidently, naturally, and clearly. Alright, let's move on to part 2. Well, I was able to talk for 2 minutes here, delivering my monologue. The examiner stopped me because obviously my time was over. Do your best to talk for 2 minutes if possible because it's your chance to show off your English communication skills to your examiner. Don't waste your time. Maximize your time in this part. Well, I don't want to talk more about part 2 in this video because I already created a video about how I got a band 9 where I talked about the techniques that I used in part 2. So if you haven't watched that video yet, click the link in the description or in the comments section below. You will surely be able to learn lots of things in that video. Okay, let's move on to part 3. I must say, I had a great discussion with my examiner here. He interrupted me several times because I believe he wanted to challenge me more. He wanted to know more of my English skills. He wanted to know my flexibility in expressing my thoughts using the English language, which was actually fun because I was able to express myself even more. Although there was one question that I didn't quite understand, still I was able to manage it confidently because I had techniques. I prepared techniques in part 3. Well, if you are interested to know the techniques that I used in part 3 that helped me get the highest band score, you can get a copy of my ebook if you're interested. I'll put the link in the description or in the comment section. In that ebook, I talked about the things that I did in part 3 that definitely helped me express my ideas even more. And I also talked about how I handled interruptions. So if you're interested, check the link in the description or in the comments section below. So after part 3, the examiner said that the exam was over, and then he stopped the audio recorder, and I was very surprised because he started talking with me. He spent time talking with me. He started a conversation talking about how dangerous the internet was, how vulnerable our personal information online, something like that. And I just commented that what he was saying was true, and it's the reality now. It's something that we couldn't do anything about, something like that. Then he suddenly asked me why I needed to take the IELTS exam. And then I told him that I really wanted to study New Zealand, and IELTS scores are actually a requirement for studying in New Zealand. Then he said I would do well in New Zealand, and he believed that I would get a better job in New Zealand. Hearing those words from him really made me feel so good. I felt his sincerity. Somehow he's wishing me the best. And yeah, I felt happy hearing those things from him. Then suddenly, he said, "Julius, get out of here. Get out of here." So I actually laughed. Well, both of us laughed. And I just simply thanked him, and then I left the room, and I was so happy leaving that room. I was relieved because finally my exam was over and I could do something else with my life. No more IELTS. I realized that the exam is not difficult at all. You just have to speak naturally and confidently, but not cocky. Nobody likes someone who is cocky or someone who is overconfident of their English skills to the point that they always find mistakes in others' English communication skills. Don't be like that. Express yourself naturally, practice, and be confident with your English communication skills. If I made it, getting the highest band score, there's no reason why you can't make it. Well, we may differ in skills or circumstances, but if you're willing to put your 100% effort, or maybe more than that, then you can definitely get it. The problem with some students is that they are complainers. They are not problem solvers. Well, I read a lot of comments on my previous videos. Some were saying it was hard, they couldn't express themselves confidently, something like that. Well, that's a problem. They complain a lot. They don't find solutions on how they can improve themselves. They don't criticize themselves in a constructive way. They don't find solutions. That's the problem. If you're like that, then don't expect that you will get band 7 or band 9. No. You really need to put in effort if you want to get a band 7 or a band 9. Here are the band 7 achievers: Abby, Sherbet Lemon, Dorcas, Marjana, and Sigrid Marie. Congratulations on your success. I'm very happy that my videos helped you. You guys did a great job. Good luck in your future endeavors. Well, treat the exam as a natural or a normal conversation. Express yourself naturally and confidently. Avoid sounding rehearsed or calculated because that will not help you achieve your target band score. And avoid using big words, especially if you don't know how to use them correctly. Because if you do that, you'll end up sounding trying hard. And that sounds very unnatural. You have to avoid that. Anyway, if you're interested to get a copy of my ebooks about the recent cue cards with sample ideas or sample monologues, collocations, and topic vocabulary, and an ebook for the techniques that I used in part 3 that helped me get a band 9, please check the link in the description or in the comment section below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time, have a lovely day. Bye.